Good morning. I have 9:30 on January 7th, and our meeting has now begun. If we could do a roll call for attendance, please, and we'll get the meeting convened.
Erickson?
Here.
Witt?
Here.
Arnold?
Here.
McIntyre?
Here.
Cook?
Here. We do have a quorum. If you'd now kindly rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any agenda deletions or corrections, Board? Seeing none, we'll start on item number 1, which is the consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. A, we have a fringe benefits of $59.96. B, meeting minutes to approve December 17, 2024 board meeting. C, approve payroll removal. Darren Heater, former District 3 Representative, Board of Supervisors, effective December 31st, 2024. D, approve payroll removal. Mark Snell, former District 1 Representative, Board of Supervisors, effective December 31st, 2024. E, approve payroll removal. Brianna Hardman, Assistant County Attorney, effective February 13, 2025. F, approve payroll addition. Brian Arnold, District 1 Representative, Board of Supervisors, effective January 1st, 2025. G, approve payroll addition. Aaron DeCook, District 2 Representative, Board of Supervisors, effective January 1, 2025. H, approve payroll addition. Travis DeWitt, District 3 Representative, Board of Supervisors, effective January 1, 2025. I, approve payroll addition. Stephanie Erickson, District 4 Representative, Board of Supervisors, effective January 1, 2025. J, approve step increase. Chad Elliott, Equipment Operator 2, Secondary Roads, effective December 23, 2024. K, approve step increase. Brian Lester, Equipment Operator 2, Weed Brush Secondary Roads, retroactive November 25, 2024. L, approve wage change. Allison Stevens, Deputy Auditor, effective January 1st, 2025. M, file wage change, approved by WCCB Mankato Stonebrook Conservation Technician, effective January 1st, 2025. N, file wage change, approved by WCCB Zachary Hull, Conservation Director, effective January 1, 2025. O, approve 6-month increase. Angela Wells, Motor Vehicle Specialist Treasurer, effective January 12, 2025. P, approve 6-month increase. Savannah Colwell, Motor Vehicle Specialist Treasurer, effective January 15, 2025. Q, approve new hire. Abby Onimus, part-time legal assistant, county attorney, effective 12/30/2024. R, approve new hire. Morgan Scott, assistant county attorney, effective January 13, 2025. S, approve Class C retail alcohol license for Somerset Winery. T, approve Class C retail alcohol license for The Hive at Busy Bee, Inc. And U, set public hearing date for Stephen Jordanson rezoning from A1 to M1 for January 21st, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Second that.
Any discussion from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Erickson?
Aye.
Witt?
Aye.
Arnold?
Aye.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Cook?
Aye. Motion carries. The consent agenda is passed. Number 2 on our agenda today is the claims. Claims total figure is $238,334.98. The claims packet or the claims detail are in your packet. Do we have a motion on the claims?
Make a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
Is there any discussion from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Erickson?
Aye.
DeWitt?
Aye.
Arnold?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The item number 2 has passed. Number 3 is a presentation of the 2024 Certified Local Government Annual Report with possible action. Morning, Skip. If you'd just come up, state your name, and look forward to the presentation.
Hi, Skip Phillips, address is 1341 Broad Street. I'm the current president of the Historical Commission. So I'm here to answer any questions. And I think in your packet you have the standard report and questions that the State Historical Commission prescribes.
Mr. Phillips, would you like to give sort of an overview of notable things that occurred in '24 or things that you're looking to do in '25?
25, we're going to continue with a lot of the things that we had. This year, several of the highlights, there's the organization of the building photo contest for the county fair coming up. We've participated in a couple of fairs in order to help bring our mission and our commission to the forefront for people can understand what we are and who we are. We've created a lollipop display at the Warren County Historic Society with business cards. So if people have a issue with historic buildings, they can then contact us and we can help. We've spread the word a number of other ways. We've been working with, excuse me, we've been working with several other of the townships, or are starting to work with townships, so that if they know of buildings that are in disrepair that they want to keep, we can help them at least with advising of what the repairs could be and possibly help them get funding. We've helped with the funding on the wrought iron fence at the cemetery up north and with the log cabin at the state fairgrounds. We plan to continue with that. We've also been involved with the state historic level as well as a number of historic buildings. One example would be the Wallace House, which was Henry Wallace's house that was the head of Pioneer. And on our board, we have a nice complement of people that are board members, a contractor, architect, one that is one of the officers of the Historic Society over at the fairgrounds, and also national, international type interests.
Thank you. I just wanted to give it some flavor. It's a great group, and they do really neat stuff. So I'd encourage people in the county to get involved with it if that's of interest. Anything else from the board?
Thank you, Skip.
Thank you, Skip.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, and then I think you have to do a motion to sign the report to go to the state commission level.
Understood. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we've had the presentation. It does look like we need to authorize the report or have it signed. Do we have a motion to do so?
A motion to authorize the annual report 2024 for the CLG.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Erickson,
Aye.
DeWitt,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
Aye. All right, aye. All right, motion carries. Number 4, is consider approval of changes in position from General Assistance Coordinator to Public Health Navigator with possible action. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what this is the public health navigator position is a replacement position for the opioid resettlement funds that the county currently receives that was placed under the public health program. So it's a replacement position. I had multiple applications for the public health navigator position. Sarah Donnard, who's currently our general assistance coordinator, applied. I interviewed multiple candidates and Sarah was selected, and I'd like to offer her the position. She's perfect person for this role. However, that then leaves us the need to replace the general assistance coordinator position. I have since posted the position for the GA coordinator based on this decision by all of you. So,
Thank you. Is there any questions for her? Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve Sarah Downard to the Public Health Navigator.
Second.
Any discussion from the board? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Erickson,
Aye.
DeWitt,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye. Motion carries. Number 5 is consider resolution of support for Regional Local Emergency Planning Committee, LEPC, with possible action. This was the one that I tried to pass in a work session because I sort of forgot how things go. But now we can do it. All right. Is anyone presenting on that or would like to? There we go.
Hello again.
Good.
Nothing new to add. I just wanted to correct myself in an error that I made. So it is 9 counties that are currently a part of this instead of 6, so we will be the 10th county to join.
Is there a regional name for it?
Is there?
No.
Just regional LAPC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, it says on the bottom of the resolution that it's the Southern Iowa Regional Emergency Planning District. Could that be right? Okay.
All right. Do we have a motion on the LEPC?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Is there any discussion from the board? Roll call, please.
Erickson,
Aye.
DeWitt,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye. Motion carries. Number 6 today is consider approval of agreement between Warren County and Unified Contracting Services, Inc. from January 25 to December 25 with possible action. Good morning.
Good morning. This is our annual agreement with Unified to do our required inspections of our underground fuel tanks here in town. Should be the last agreement Warren County has with Unified. It's for $3,000, and they, like I said, do the monthly inspections and the paperwork required and notify us if there's any issues.
You said the last year we'll have to do this, so the new facilities that can have above-ground tanks, or?
Yes, it has above-ground tanks.
And they don't require inspection like
They
these?
require a different type of inspection, not nearly as in-depth because you can see everything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Is that something that you will do, or we will still have to contract out for something like that?
We'll probably contract it out, but we still have licensed people to run the systems. It's just, for the price and for what their expertise is, it's probably best to look at people like Unified to do those things.
Yep.
Are there any more questions from the board? Okay, thank you much. All right, do we have a motion from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract between Warren County and Unified Contracting from
Second.
January 25 to December 25.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Erickson,
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. All right, that puts us on number 7, and that is receive and file reports. Appears we have a report from the recorder, a report from the sheriff's office, their quarterly report, and the Veterans Affairs report. Good morning.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to just kind of add context to the numbers you guys are looking at and give you guys an opportunity to ask me questions or maybe suggest something that you'd like to see in addition to what gets presented monthly. So I break down the amount of money that the recorder's office gets to generate into the general fund for deeds, mortgages, releases and assignments, miscellaneous documents, and what we charge for passports. Something new that I've added is on the right-hand side, I have listed out how many documents were recorded in miscellaneous transactions, along with how many passport applications and photos we take in for the month. Going down the list, the conservation writing and issuing fee, that is for DNR. We get $2 for most transactions. The rest goes to the state. So I break down what of those dollars are going towards renewals and what are going towards new machines or vessels. The next number is for record management fund. First dollar of every document recorded goes into this fund. That fund is used to preserve our books, scan books, those types of things. The next number is the total that we brought in for vital records. The majority of that money is sent off to the state, and there's a number down in the next section that shows what money is sent to the state. We get to keep $4 of every transaction that we do for that. So I've listed out how many vital records we produced and how many marriage applications. The next number is the e-commerce fee. That money is collected. That's the second dollar of every document. That goes to a fund that pays into our online recording system for Iowa Land Records. The next number is charges that were paid to us. The one under that is charges that are now due for last month. The next subsection is checks that we write out. So another fund that gets to be, well, that one gets sent to the state. That's for $5 for liens and titles for vessels and machines. The next one is vital records. That's the number, that's a check that goes out to the state vital records. The other two, the record management and the e-commerce, that's just taken out of the subtotal because those go to different funds rather than the general fund. And then the boats titles go to county conservation. Down below is the amount of money that we collect for the auditor transfer fees. And the revenue tax is our portion of the revenue tax when people purchase new.
Thank you. I just want to say, Jordan, this is new from 2 years ago when I was here. Usually the reports are pretty standard, pretty perfunctory. I really appreciate what you've done here. Like it gives, I learned something today. So thank you for doing it that way. I appreciate it.
I am open if you guys want to see more. I can run numbers on just about anything we're doing in the office, so.
It's well done.
It was a very complete report. I did miss one thing. Did you say it was monthly or annual?
It is monthly.
A
I think
monthly
I'm
one.
required by code to present every quarter, but I think it's just easier to see month by month. And then we can kind of see trends in real estate going from one month to the next too, so.
Nice.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right, we also have the sheriff's report and the Veterans Affairs report. They're both in the packet. And with that, do we have a motion to receive and file those 3 reports, A through C?
I'll make a motion to receive and file reports from the Recorder, Sheriff's Office, and the Veterans Affairs.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carries. Bringing us to number 8, the supervisor's report. We've now been in office for a few days, and if any of my colleagues would like to share an update or something they're working on, feel free, or not, it's up to you.
I'll give an update on EMA. Miranda and the executive committee, which I am on, we will be having our first budget meeting this week on Thursday, so.
I'll share that now that we're 5, we can meet and talk with one other supervisor at the same time. And I will state that my colleague Brian Arnold and I had a meeting with Mayor Tom Phillips and Luke Nelson regarding Norwalk's annexation plans. Was that last Thursday or Friday? Friday, maybe?
Thursday was the same day as our meeting.
Oh, yeah, Thursday. Thursday at 4. Well, that was informative. So,
How many acres is that? It's a lot.
3,000 something?
Oh, it's even bigger than I thought.
I'll also tell folks, budget reports are starting to come in, and that's really going to be the impetus of what we're going to be doing in the next couple weeks and months is working on the budget. So those meetings are going to be starting soon. I will say this, because I think sometimes there's confusion in the public a little bit on how budgets work, or when's a good time to if you've got an issue that you want the board to consider, like when's a good time to come for that. And if those are funding issues, I will tell you, the right time to come to those meetings are when we're doing our workshops and when we're sort of making the sausage for the budget. And that's going to be happening in the next 2-ish months, probably starting in a week or so from now. Those meetings are published. You're very welcome to come. There'll be some input ability for the public as well if they want to, but it's much more effective to come to those meetings and say, here's what I'm thinking, here's what I'd like to see, how does that work with the amount of taxes that you raise versus how you spend it. That's really the time to get involved if that's of interest to you. Once that budget's set, I'm not saying we can't do amendments and resolutions to change things or add some funding here or take some funding away there, but it's a lot more set. So I'm just giving everyone the heads up that if you want to be involved with the budget process and some of those decisions, the next couple months are going to be pretty key to do so. And with that, that's all I've got. Anyone else? Okay. Number 9 is public input. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. The board will not take any action on the comments due to the requirements of the open meetings law, but may do so in the future. No public input will be allowed for any of today's agenda items. Is there anyone from the public or online who would like to speak? If you would, please come up front, state your name, your address, and love to hear from you.
I'm Marilyn Halderman, 19057 Drake Street, and I'm kind of here to respectfully disagree with you on your action taken on cemetery, $250 per grave, and going to a grant. Basically, the churches, associations, township officials do not have grant writers. About the only people that have grant writers on board that they can apply for a grant is Indianola, Carlisle, Norwalk, and maybe Squaw Creek that has an attorney on the board. The rest of us are not qualified to write grants. Plus, you are only taking care of a few of the veterans, and I feel that is not correct. They should have the $250 for every veteran, which is under, as far as money is concerned, $8,000 a joke. Our budget for our cemeteries last year was $20,000. That included $3,000 in stone repair. It includes maintenance, mowing, various other rock, whatever else that comes up. Tree removal kills you. But this is not fair. It is not right to only acknowledge certain veterans. It is, back in 2011, we acknowledged about 94 veterans. They capped it. The Veterans Board capped the money. And we have not received one dime more since that time. That is not my problem here. But I do feel that this is, a grant is not adequate. Plus the fact, how many of the cemeteries are perpetual care? Do they all apply, or do they get their money coming down from the state? We are non-perpetual care. Do the associations apply then? I have a lot of questions in regard to this, and I respectfully ask you to rescind that motion, reconsider, maybe visit with some township officials in regard to it, and get a different take on this. I'm very, very disturbed over it. We do not receive that much money, but I feel every veteran, it wouldn't cover probably our flags, rock, and stone repair. Forget the maintenance. The landscaping runs right about $16,000 for 2 cemeteries. So that is my request. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will get with you after, Marilyn. I said, I will get with you after. I can't address it here.
Good morning.
Alfonso Valenzuela Gumucio here, 14586 Scotch Ridge Road, Warren County. Welcome to the new members. I see new faces. I would like just to mention 2 suggestions related to my business. I'm a realtor. And I encountered a very interesting instance or house I was purchasing for a client in Warren County, which we were like 2 weeks before closing, and we found out that the buildings were actually done without any type of permits. So I advised my client about my findings, and my client decided not to purchase the property. It was an 18-acre property with 2 barn dominiums in it. So after that, the house went back into the market, and I snooped into the MLS just to see if the disclosures were what were being disclosed. By law, they have to be disclosed, whatever findings. Well, they're exactly the same as when we put the offer originally. So we have 2 issues here. An issue with the realtor basically saying, I didn't see, I didn't hear nothing, put the house on the market again. And the problem with no permissions of any type of construction, electrical, when these fires happen or the house goes into, we have fire department going into a very dangerous zone because we have no idea what is there behind the walls. So it was an idea last year with the previous board about getting people to do inspections and permissions and get permit fees for all this, and then hire people to do these inspections. I think for the zoning office is a lot of work as it is with only 2 people, and I think it would be interesting to reconsider the possibility to hire these people that I promise you they will be paid by the fees that you collect as a county. In terms, you are protecting the public and you're protecting the homeowner. Unfortunately, when there's no regulations, people run wild, and for a reason, we have the street lights, green light is to go, red to stop. If everybody here in this room decides go, stop on green and go on red, it will be chaos on the streets. It's a kind of stupid, example, but it means also that putting regulations in building construction sites, it will be an important step for you guys. Think about the future money and revenues coming that you'll be paying for those inspectors, and it will be a more transparent process for buyers. On another side, this is an experience that I have personally in my farm. I was attending my animals, and I came out of the back barn, and I saw a little car parked in front of my house, and no one inside. So I start saying, hello, hello, cannot see a single person. And then I see this guy like this through my windows in my living room. I have 5 dogs. The dogs were completely out of control. And I said, excuse me, what are you doing? And he said, I'm with Vanguard. Vanguard is a company that the county hired to assess homes, go inside people's home and determine the value of the house. And I said, do you have any type of identification? His response said, look at the sticker in my car. He had one of those stickers as Vanguard. And I said, I have to be fingerprinted by the FBI to sell real estate in Iowa. That's the law. And you're asking me to let you in my house. It was just ugly. Ugly to the point that I almost punched the guy and kicked him out of my place. So why I mentioned this, I don't know, I asked the county to give me a price of how much the county spent on Vanguard. I never got the response. It should be public information. Why I mentioned this, in most other counties, the way houses have value is based on the sales price, which is the easiest way to do it. We have houses for sale all over the county. So when the house sells, you have a price, you can actually put a certain amount of percentage that allows you, by the state of Iowa, to price and tax that property, which will be the easiest way. You can take Vanguard out of the equation, you don't have to be paying these guys, which, by the way, I think is a horrible service. Is another suggestion in the real estate side of the world. So if you guys would like to talk in detail more of this, I'll be happy to help with more information, because that's what I do every day, and I think it will benefit the public as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Amy Duncan, the 611 West Ashland in Indianola, and the publisher of the Record Herald and Indianola Tribune. I first want to thank you for designating us one of your official newspapers at the organizational meeting last week, and I wanted to share some additional information about your public notices. While all 3 of the newspapers you've designated obviously are placing your notices in our print publication, I wanted to make sure you're aware that we also place every notice online at iowapublicnotices.com. This central website, a service of the Iowa Newspaper Association and its members, ensures that all public notices published in newspapers across the state are easily accessible in one place, empowering citizens with the information they need to stay informed. The cost is covered entirely by the members of the INA, so there's no charge to taxpayers. While we've done this for many years, this year we've added a new system that includes some new functionality, including a function called Smart Search. It allows anyone who wants to track specific types of notices to search for the notices they want to know about, such as zoning or engineering. The search criteria can be conveniently saved for future visits, or you can receive automatic daily email notifications of your customized results. So you can get an email every time a notice about zoning or engineering or any other topic is published. You can find the service at iowapublicnotices.com or on our website. Second of all, as most of you know, I consider my job to be reporting on what you do rather than commenting on it. But I do feel the need to comment on the decision to swear in the board in an essentially private ceremony in December. In 2021, the mayors of Indianola, Norwalk, and Carlisle asked the Board of Supervisors to put a question for a 5-member board on the ballot. Crystal and Aaron were on that board and agreed to do it. But since then, the transition has really belonged to the county residents. They were the ones who voted to implement the change. They were the ones who served on the redistricting committee to decide the districts that you folks are representing. They're the ones who recruited 10 candidates to run, and they're the ones who chose the 5 of you to represent their districts. But the first official act of the board, your swearing in, really belonged to those residents. We as a county often get coverage in the Des Moines Metro for things we can't get done or things we're arguing about. This was a real opportunity to say to the greater Des Moines Metro, look at us, look at what we did. We're the 2nd wealthiest county in the state. We're the 2nd fastest growing county in the state. We had residents who wanted to change in government, and we delivered. Join our county government, join our county residents as we celebrate this historic moment in Warren County. Instead, you had a quiet swearing in with family and friends. In Warren County, we had a missed opportunity. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move to number 10, which is set next meeting date, January 21, 2025 at 6 PM. I suppose we're just advising that that's the next meeting date. And so now we will look for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you all for your time.